Welcome back to my shop. Not someone else's shop. It's my shop. This week we're in my shop, not in someone else's shop. That's not a good song. But let's sing everything we say all night long. We're gonna sing whatever I say. Take it. Oh, there's nobody. There are people here. Nobody's saying nothing. We all know what happens when that happens. No, we kind of don't. I always threaten. I'm always like, well, if you guys aren't going to say anything, we're just going to shut down the show. No, it doesn't happen because people eventually end up saying something. And then off he goes. Brian's here. Slip Kid's here. Do I know Slip Kid's real name? Slip Kid? You don't have to tell us. Or if you're cool with me calling you Slip Kid. I do like to use people's real names when I can remember them. But we're cool. You can be Slip Kid. At least it's not like unwieldy. Like some people whose like names are like really long and yeah. Like I wouldn't want to call you the Brian on his show. He has some people where they're like their channel names are like the Mountain Homestead up in the woods on the backside of Virginia Mountain. And you're like, I can't call you that. Like, we got to shorten that to something. I'm exaggerating, but they have some long channel names. This is the story of a girl who cried a river and drowned the whole world. Yeah, that's what that story is. But she looked so glad in photographs. So sad. She looked so sad in photographs. I absolutely love her when she smiles. Ah. Yeah, that's how that went. Okay, let me see if I got it. It is Third Eye Blind. It's one of those types of ones. I don't think it is Third Eye Blind. She's it's one of those. I don't think they had a lot of. Whoever that was didn't have a lot of music. Is it? Wasn't. I don't remember who that is. But Fearsome knows. Eric says, enjoyed the live. It's not over yet. What do you... Bye, Eric. Latinus made it. Malin thinks it's Third Eye Blind. Is it, though? It's very Third Eye Blind-esque. Oh, the last week's live. Yeah, I thought that was a good one. Another year older. Why travel? Sean is another year older. We're all a year older today than we were a year ago today. Nine Days is the name of the band that did that. Good work, 9 Days. Maybe should have done something else that was worth remembering as well. But who am I to talk? I haven't ever released a song, let alone one that people know 30 years later on YouTube. So I should just shut up. About what 9 Days should have done with their career. Yesterday was your birthday. Happy belated birthday to Sean. Did you get yourself something nice? Did anybody else get you anything nice? Are you happy that you get to do another round around the sun? I hope so. I hope that you're happy to do another round around the sun. I have met Semisonic here in the cities. They're from here. Many nights shouting, it's closing time. Yeah, they could have done something else with their career too, probably. They could have leveraged that, I think. That was bad business. Business Semisonic. They could have leveraged that into a musical career. Were you able to convince Nadia to pay you for last week's show? I was not. I didn't really try. But I think maybe if I could somehow prove that show made her money. So like if you guys all went to the crowsnestgallery.com and bought stuff, and in the little notes section you were like, I bought this because I saw Mike's live show and your shop is awesome and I want to support you, and she was getting messages like that, maybe I could get some kind of like, if not hourly, I could maybe get like a commission on that shit. I don't know. I don't think, and for good reason, I don't think she thinks that show made her any money. The award-winning band 9 Days, they won a charity golf tournament. I don't believe that they did. I'll have to look it up on Wikipedia. Is there an auction tonight? I forget. I'll watch it back again. Natty was reminding me. She's like, you auctioned off a bowl. I was like, well, I tried to. She's like, no, you did. I'm like, if you were the purchaser of that bowl, I will watch the show back and find out for sure. Because I remember being like, okay, but you got to pay for shipping too, right? Like, I'm not going to be out of pocket on this. And I don't remember whoever bought it confirming that they wanted to pay for the shipping too. Did see a crochet frog. I was thinking about buying it. Looked rad. The crochet frogs are absolutely rad. The crochet frogs are made by Casey Mazar, I think. Local crochet artist. The frog with the wizard hat. They're cool. My girlfriend got me the new Rikon 71516 VSR. Ooh. I have a video coming out next week about Rikon's 7100. Not VSR lathe. And then the week after that, I have a comparison video coming out about the Rikon 70-100 versus the Laguna 1216. Yours is obviously better. Your Rikon is better than our Rikon. I know this immediately because yours has the VSR in its name. An award-winning crotcheter. Maybe. Yeah, she's probably won an award for something. I think it was Bobbert. But my idea was to combine something of yours with something of Nadia's as an auction item. Yeah, we'll work on it. I think it was Bill Krulik. For some reason, I'm thinking it was Bill Krulik from Opossum Creek. But I'll watch it back. If he's not here, we'll get it figured out. I saw it in the background on a spin around display. Those spools don't spin. They're not spinnies. That would be rad though. Ooh, Nadia. We need giant Lazy Susan mechanisms for the floor, for the spool displays. No, the deal was that she was going to add something to the bowl to make it worth the shipping. I'll have to watch it again. I know it was right at the end, and like I was 9 beer deep on no food. Possum or opossum. Oh, yeah, we have done that. We have done that discussion. The spools do have wheels, but they're not spinny. Like, wouldn't it be odd? Oh, and even better if each tier was spinny individually. Like, you could stand in front and, like, spin the spool that's on top of the other spool. How rad would that be? I remember there being a discussion about doing a Nadia and Mike bundle for auction purposes. Are you offering to build a stacked Lazy Susan? I know. No, I'm not. I'm saying it would be rad if that was a thing. And if we decided that that needs to be a thing, it would probably end up being me that did it. But it's basically the 7150 VSR. Okay, I know that lathe. The 70-150 VSR is the lathe that I was thinking about buying when I bought my 1260. I was going back and forth between the 1216 from Laguna and the 70-150 VSR. I'm sure you'll be perfectly happy with that lathe. It's gonna be a good unit. 12 by 16. Yep. Yeah, it'll be good. So yeah, next week I've already started the edit on the Rikon unboxing, setup, and review. And I've filmed the Rikon versus Laguna, which is totally unfair comparison because you're comparing a non-VSR with a VSR. But it's not really a comparison as much as it is like $500 versus $1,000. What is the benefit of going up to the next tier kind of video? Can you get away with only spending $500 on a lathe? Yes. Yes, you can. But if you can find the budget, this is what you get by going up to the next tier. This is nonsense. Oh, just clearly I don't care what I look like. I should take more pride in my appearance. Okay, speaking of that, this week I did have an idea for a segment. Not a segment, but a section of the show. I would like for us all, as part of my resolutions for this year, was that I wanted to look at positive and the good things in the world. So I would like this week, for those of you that are in the chat, I would like for you to tell us and the rest of the viewing public who watch this after the fact, what are you better at than anybody else you know? I want us to, like, you just brag. Let's brag for a minute. What are you better at than anybody else you know? Give me one thing that you personally are better at than anybody else you know. Maybe you're better at cooking a steak. Maybe you're the best at grilling a steak. Out of everyone you know, you're better than everybody else you know at that. What's your thing? Just off the top of your head. It doesn't have to be the thing you're best at. But what's one thing that you're better at than anyone else you know? Let's take pride in what we're good at. Let's take a minute to appreciate what we're good at. You're due for your bi-monthly coiffure. Not on top, I don't think. Just maybe in through here. Can't say it publicly. I asked your wife, she said that you're actually not as good as you think you are. Mike, after listening to all of that from the beginning, I would just like to say that was a really good story. Thanks, Sean. Oh, Matt says ski is the best skier he knows because he shreds gnar. Paul is the best Telecaster builder he knows. Is that accurate though? Do you I'm being honest and fair. Do you think that you are the best Telecaster style guitar maker that you know? If so, I'm happy for you. Modesty. I'm the best person I know at being modest. I am the most modest, damn it. I will fight you. That's funny. I know that personally. Yeah. I'm the best art supply specialist probably on the planet. Okay, dial it back. Okay. You're the best art supply specialist I know. You're the best art supply specialist I've ever known. And that is something to be proud of. On the planet is a reach because we don't know all of the art supply specialists on the planet. It's not something we can claim objectively. We can claim that we are the best at this thing out of the people we know. Hand-cut dovetails and making compost, improving garden soils. Are you the best hand-cut dovetail person you know? That's a cool thing to be able to say. Improving garden soil is another cool thing that you know. Natty is also very modest. I think that's what this time I'm allotting this time to us bragging a little bit and not being modest about whatever it is that you are the best at out of the people you know. This is all leading to whatever Mike decided he is best at. I don't actually have an answer yet. I think I'm the best forklift operator I know. Hey, that's good. I think. Ooh, where's Mark? You guys could have a forklift off. Yes, but I do know them all. That's how I know I'm the best. You know every art supply specialist on the planet. I would like a spreadsheet. I don't believe you. I don't believe you know every art supply specialist. Oop, that was apparently I'm taking the clamps off this right now. Um, we'll get to what that is in a minute. I don't have an answer for myself for that question. I wanted to give you guys a chance to think and be positive about yourself and what you're good at. I think Nadia is the best just for putting up with you. She's the best at putting up with me. Pretty close, I guess. No. Sven. She is really good. I don't, of all the people on the planet, no, my mom is the best at putting up with me. She's known me the longest. So I'm an ammunition handling certified forklift operator. Yeah, but he doesn't know you. So that's Mike could be the best forklift operator he knows. You could be better than him at it, but he doesn't know you. And that's not what this is about. This is not a competition. Why can't you just let him have his fucking thing? Because she's not the wifey, so she's not contractually obligated to put up with you. Nobody's contractually obligated to put up with you. I like that Nadia thinks that she's the best art supply product specialist on the planet. I like that. That's good. That's confidence. I like it. I could handle all the ammunition. Wait, certified to handle the munitions. Yes, that's what he's saying. He is a certified ammunition handling forklift operator. Possibly for the US government. I don't know. He's probably better than me. I was very slow. Better. Yeah. I do now that we've said it out loud, I do want to see a forklift off. Forklift off. I want to see Mike and Mark in a forklift competition that I design. There will be different stages and phases of it. Some of it will be outdoor, some of it will be inside on smooth concrete, because I think there's a different animal there. And we'll do points and targets, and it'll be like a video game where you have to go through like the rings. It's a fork off. There you go. I'm the best storm chasing insurance adjuster I know. There you go. Are you proud of that? Because that's what this segment is about. It's about just being proud of yourself for a minute. He's an award-winning ammunition handling certified forklift. Chris Pennell, I think, I'm going to project onto him for a second and say that he is the best person I know at running a joke into the ground. He's the best at overusing a joke until it just isn't funny anymore. What do you know about setting up forklift obstacle courses? We don't know that I'm not the best one at that. I've never done it. Maybe I am. I do think that there should be a smooth concrete warehouse and an outside lumber in order for it to be a fair comparison. Because if we do like an off-road forklift operating test, you're obvious. Well, I don't know. You're probably going to be better than Mark at forklift. Smooth concrete floor in a large warehouse. Maybe, so we got to find some kind of. Reminds me of videos of people forklifting a forklift with a ladder on top to install AC on an outside apartment complex. Did not end well. Award-winning joke ruiner. I remember when you won that award. Have to do it on ice also. Well, that's going to be difficult. We don't have a lot of that. I think we'll go up to the rink. I could make an obstacle course. I probably could arrange. I do have some connections. I probably could arrange for a forklift race at Strathcona Gardens. Maybe not. I don't think I'd have the pull that I used to, but doesn't matter. We're just, God, you guys are missing the whole goddamn point of this. We're supposed to be taking a minute to just be proud of ourselves for what we're good at. It's not supposed to be a competition. It's not supposed to be. I'm going to stop being positive. You guys make me want to just make me want to just crush my thumb in this clamp. In the winter, we would have races with forklifts to see who could get the farthest up the outside loading ramp. Sweet. That didn't go as well as I'd hoped. I don't know why I hope for things. But I was hoping for more positivity and less competition there. Mike is the best person I know at writing and public speaking. Oh, I wish you knew more people then, because I'm actually not really very good at public speaking. Like when we did the Young at Art thing with the reception, and I had to have the microphone and the room was full of people. I'm not good at that. I can do it here on the internet because I'm just talking to myself in the garage, and virtual you guys in rooms full of people. Like I had to moderate a panel of experts at the Tidemark Theater one time. No, I don't. Yeah, public speaking is not one of my fortes. I am one of the better writers that I know. I don't know that I'm the best. I know a lot of writers, but that's the problem. I appreciate. Yes, I am taking the compliment. I appreciate that I am the best at those things that you know. I don't think I'm the best at either of those things that I know. And that was what the question was. So, what am I the best at out of everybody I know? I should have thought about the answer before I asked the question. I like that Pinnell was like, oh, this is just giving himself a chance to brag. I don't have an answer. Find public speaking to be easier if you're the expert. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure it is. But it's also, you get in your own head and the people that are watching and the faces and the eyeballs and that. What am I better at than anyone I know? that's positive. I was going to say, I think I'm the best drinker that I know in terms of like being able to consume alcoholic beverages. Hey, but that's I want it to be a positive thing. I don't think that's a positive thing. Being able to consume the most alcohol, I don't think is something that I want to celebrate. Um, you are the best male employee at the Crow's Nest. It's true. I don't know anybody else. I absolutely do not know anybody else who is a better male employee of the Crow's Nest Artist Collective. I think I can do a little better than that. I think that's a one of one situation. Um, I think one of the other considerations we need to make is I would like for you to know someone else who does that thing. So like it's like I'm the best person. I'm the best at owning a Rikon 10326 bandsaw out of everyone I know. That's not really something to be proud of. I'm gonna continue to think on it because I want to have something good. Thank you. Question mark hearts. Nadia has been the best visitor on this channel that I've seen. That was a nice thing of you to say. It's lies. Who was tall, gingery looking guy? Oh, this is hilarious. Who was the tall, gingery looking guy in the ball cap that was playing with the laser forge last week? Read that, Nadia. Read that out loud in the house right now. The tall, gingery looking guy in the ball cap that was using the laser forge. I'm the best 2017 blue Nissan Titan owner that you know. No, you're not. I know for a fact that you're not the best 2017 blue Nissan Titan owner that you know. Bill Krulik, I was once invited to speak at a science fiction convention. They wanted to speak on my specialty because they know they had me down as an important person and nobody knew why. Oh, Bennett, you shut your mouth. I wasn't talking about being the best owner of the Nissan Titan. He was talking about being the best person who owns a Nissan Titan. Why did they have you down as an important person at a science fiction convention? Does your name sound like somebody else who's important? Or are you actually important? Sorry, I shouldn't prejudge. I was going to laser forge. First of all, it's not called the laser forge. That's why I'm having trouble getting through this. A hot pocket to add to the things here. Oh, yes, that's right. We were talking about whether or not you could eat that after it went through the mail. Gingery fellow is my husband, Jason. That's why it was funny. The tall, gingery guy with the ball cap. That's her husband, Jason, and my buddy, Jason, who I do golfing with sometimes. We went on Monday to the driving range. Still a little bit. Nope. I was going to say, am I the best golfer I know? No. I'm better than almost all the other golfers I know, but I'm not the best golfer. I think I might be the best person I know at I don't think that's even accurate. I was going to say something along the lines of like I'm the best person I know at being able to interact with strangers in a way that makes them comfortable to have that interaction. I I'm very, very good at I don't know. I don't know how to explain what I'm thinking of that I'm good at right now, but like interacting with strangers and having them go away from that interaction in a positive way. I might be the best person I know at doing that. But that comes down to like sometimes that's like diplomatic and charisma. It's a combination of things, and sometimes being a coward and a pushover. And I don't know that that's an entirely positive thing because I oftentimes in that interaction I can be walked on a little bit and just be the because I'm pretty non-confrontational and stuff. That's not an entirely positive thing. Most of the time, that's a positive thing. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not the best. See, that's where I'm having problems. Is because all the things that I think that I'm good at, I'm not the best at them out of everybody I know. Am I the best wood turner I know? Like personally, not like virtually. I might be the best wood turner that I know, personally. I don't know that I have ever physically met a better turner than me. Hey, that's cool. That's interesting. Have I though? It's possible, but I don't have any proof of that. Out of all the woodworkers that I personally know and have met, I'm the best turner of them for sure. Hmm. I might be the best wood turner I know. Hey, look at that. That's that's cool. I like that. Did the ghost scene happen? Todd says. Not telling. I don't know if I'm the best at anything. I'd say I'm above average at a number of things, though. See, that's my problem. Is like I'm pretty good at many, 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 many things, but I'm not exceptional at anything. That's why I wanted to phrase it the way that I did. Like, what are you better at than anyone else you know? Pinnell, are you the best spreadsheets out of everybody you know? How can you make such a claim while not gluing up a lathe blank while I talk? Well, because I don't know anybody else that has done that. That's it. That's the only reason. I'm the best wood turner I know. To my knowledge. That's cool. I like that. Now we have to have a lathe off. Well, no, we don't, because I don't know you. I mean, we don't know each other. We're internet acquaintances. You can't count all the people you've ever interacted with on the internet as people you know. You got to draw a line somewhere. I'm the best RC crawler person, right, Bennett? Mark Bergen showed up. We were talking about whether or not which one of you was better at forklift. I might be the best RC crawler person per minute of experience doing that. Because by all accounts, I am actually really, really good at operating an RC crawler for how much time I have spent doing it. Ringo wasn't even the best drummer in the Beatles. I don't know that Ringo would be the best drummer in the White Stripes. Oh, sorry, Ringo. I'm just kidding. I ain't as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. Ooh, I like that. I think I win forklift, but Bennett gets the RC crawler guy title. But we were discussing about like Mike's forklift experience in off-road like lumberyard situation. So if we were going to have a contest, maybe show up on time so we don't have to tell the story again. But like we'd have to figure out a way to balance things out. So like smooth concrete warehouse forklift driving versus dirt muddy lumberyard driving. We gotta sort of balance things out. Go, Paul. I think you're the first person to ever bring up Toby Keith lyrics on the show. What? Where did... Oh, hold on. Live chat. Yeah, I guess. Yoko Ono just got a year older, and her voice is still just as good as it was when she started singing. I ain't as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. Oh, is that the Toby Keith? That sounds like a country singer. I ain't as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. It's just a fucking terrible sentence, but it sounds like a country singer song lyric for sure. Because it sounds deep, but it's very, very poorly phrased. I'm the best me I know. That a guy. That's it. Let's just take a minute to appreciate ourselves. Not in that way, okay? Family show. I'm pretty good at that, though. I don't know if I'm the best at it that I know, but I'm pretty good at appreciating myself. I had to get a dresser because my buddy couldn't help me. That's why I'm late. Well, maybe don't ask your buddy if he can help you while he's at fucking work. Mark sends me a message last night. He's like, hey, can you help me move a dresser at like 3:30 tomorrow afternoon? I'm like, no. Like we can work on a way to figure it out for not 3:30 tomorrow afternoon, but I can't at 3:30 tomorrow afternoon. Eric is the best habakabakaba. It's true. It's true. Eric's the best habakabaka. Eric's the best Australian. He's the best Australian animal refuge operator that I know. Beer. Oh, I don't even. Hey, look at that. Putting the blue telly together tomorrow. Oh, with the flamies, with the flamey maple top. Yeah, I'm the best at starting guitars and not finishing them that I know, I think. Started two guitars like 7 years ago. Haven't finished them yet. I'm the best at that. But we're trying to stay positive. We're being encouraging of ourselves and each other tonight. I'm not convinced that the things that I said about myself are accurate, but we're always our own worst critics. It is, though, maybe, I guess they is a weird cousin that gets drunk every week. What the shit are you talking about, Todd? Sounds like another country line. They is a weird cousin that gets drunk every week. Would put it in the Toby Keith song. Oh. I made my order from Scotty. It got 10 of the liquid waxes coming from Australia. $78 in shipping for 10 bottles of the liquid wax. I don't think we're going to be able to sell them at the shop and make any money. But I want to support him. I want to have them for use, even if I spend. I'm happy that he gave me my discount, but then after shipping, adding the $10 per bottle back on it, it's $8 per bottle back. I don't know. We'll figure it out when they get here, but I don't think I can sell them for $40 a bottle at the shop. Rebottle them. I guess then I got to make labels and stuff. I could sell them in I could sell them in smaller things and be like, this is 3 cutting boards worth of oil and wax for $10 or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. Somebody go to customcreations.com.au or whatever it is. The link is in the description below. Somebody go there and try to order 1 bottle of custom liquid wax to their address and see what the shipping is on it. Because I'm interested to see because at full price at $27 Australian to get it to your house especially in Canada, if Pinnell or McGill is here, or Mikey B or whoever, if it's more than $8 to get 1 bottle to your house, let me know if it costs more after shipping than $40. 27 Australian dollars retail price plus shipping to your address in Canada, if that comes out to more than $40 Canadian. It says it's out of stock. Yeah, well, that was probably me. Scott, change your numbers on your website so that people can order. What were the YouTube videos you had in the pipeline? I have, next week should be the unboxing, setup, and review of the Rikon 70-100 lathe. The week after that should be the compare and contrast between the Rikon 70-100 and the Laguna 1216, which is more of a what do you get when you go from a $500 lathe to a $1,000 lathe? What are the benefits to going up to the next level? And then the one after that is probably the Beaver Chuck. I also have a video in the pipeline about me and my buddy Mike going out looking at trees in the woods. I have a video in the pipeline about my DeWalt string weed whacker dealie. I tried the wax set, and the shipping to US is $42.25. So $42.25 shipping or $42.25 total American dollars. I hope the shipping is not $42.25 for a set of wax. That's the express to us for shipping. Oh, I think we need to go find more before putting a vid together. I agree. It was a good first excursion. The video I'm thinking about making is more of a why we should appreciate trees and the environment in its natural form if we work with it in its dead form kind of video. I'm trying to frame it in a let's appreciate them alive as much as we do when they're dead kind of video. But I agree, we should go for another outing and go look at trees again. Standard is $27.25 shipping. Okay. For the simple oil wax combo. So maybe, I guess we can justify it in the shop and say like, well, you can order it from Scott directly, but it'll be here in 4 to 6 weeks and it'll cost you $1 less or something like that. But I don't know. We'll figure it out. I got 10 bottles of liquid wax on the way. Worst case scenario, I use it for the rest of my life. And I'm happy for that. Because if I need to sell it for $27 to break even, then if it's in the shop and being sold through the till and Nadia has to take her commission rate on the things, and for good reason, obviously it's her shop. If things are selling through her shop, she should be getting a cut of that. We end up looking at $35, $40 per bottle of that stuff. It's a hard sell unless it costs you $50 to order it directly from him, and we'll sell it to you for $42.25 or whatever. I don't know. I'm gonna have myself a cigarette. Let's keep talking. If you guys think about more things that you're better at than anybody else you know, let me know. $54.75 in whatever currency his shop is in to order a bottle from Scott. Bottle of the liquid wax. His currency is Australian dollars, which are relatively close to Canadian dollars. I think CAD and AUS is not that far off right now. $54.75 Canadian. No, $54.75 Australian is maybe like $50 Canadian. Just about. It's somewhere around $50 Canadian, probably. So I guess maybe we can justify the 42 or 45 or 40. Call it 40 for the shop, and say like, well, I guess you can go get it directly from him for 50. I think it's a hard sell. I think a bottle of wood finish for $45 is a hard sell. $35 even. When you can go down to Home Depot and get a bottle of Howard's Feed and Wax for $20, it's obviously it's not the same product. It's not as good. It's frankly it's garbage. But yeah, we'll see. I got 10 coming, and we'll put them, if we put them up for sale for $35, $40 a pop, and they don't sell, then I use them. And I will be happy to do so. I use Howard's Feed and Wax for a lot of stuff. Plain old boiled linseed oil for a lot of other stuff. Yeah. Everything has its purpose and its place. I use Danish oil, which is just a thin ass polyurethane for some things. I use Minwax wipe on polyurethane for a couple of things. I use the right finish for the right project. I use the custom high-speed crayon for pen finishes and bowl finishes. Unless they've been dyed, in which case I seal them with a lacquer first, and then I use the custom high-speed crayon. But yeah, I like supporting my friend Scott and his endeavor. And I love his products. So I'm going to keep using them. Odie's wax is $95 at Lee Valley. Ugh. That like made me throw up in my mouth a little bit. Metaphorically. I didn't actually physically throw up in my mouth a little bit, but I wanted to. And isn't that guy like a huge asshole? Like, by most accounts. I have no personal interaction with him. But I have heard tell by honest folk. Odie's oil is $72. Wow. Wow. Okay. So, Scott, we're coming in on the low end of the high-end oil wax finishes. I shouldn't say we. I'm not part of his company. I'm a supporter of his company. Hell, for $72, I can probably get it from Australia to me and then get it to you. If people will pay $72 for an oil waxy finish, I know everything's gotten more expensive, but damn. Here. Odie's always super high, plus snapback stuff and talking about VOC and his product not being real VOC comparing to others. He just sucks at talking to people in general. Well, that's handy for a business person. Okay, so it's $55.88. That'll be USD at Walmart. So we're looking at 70 plus. $76 Canadian, Benel says. Same size container. I find Walmart holds onto old data for years, and you only find out when you're checked out and it fails. Maybe. Ours is $10 at Lowe's and Home Depot. Yeah. But it's garbage. No, I'm just Howard's is just fine for what it does. But it's not a food safe finish. It's it's food safe-ish. I did rolling pins in it. Nobody's gonna die. Odie guy said he didn't want to sell to people who wore hats. Hold on. He didn't want to sell to people who wore hats and worked in their garage because they don't have money. That's an actual thing that he said out loud in public? Is Odie's food safe? I don't know. I all the uproar around Odie's in the woodworking world, I was like, nah, I'm good. $40 Canadian for custom grit is $29 USD plus shipping. Howard sells Butcher Block conditioner that is food safe. Yeah. Odie's is food safe. We're not going to target. Let's not pit finishing people against each other. You use what you want to use. You can like who you want to like, I guess. I just think find the option that works best for you, for what it is you're doing, and a company you want to support for whatever reason that is, that accomplishes the goal you're trying to accomplish with your finish. There's numerous considerations that go into that decision-making matrix, right? I have spent more money on something than I needed to because I bought it from someone I wanted to support. Numerous times I've done that. Not to the extent where, like, depends on how much I'm gonna overspend. I'm not gonna buy a bottle of Tite Bond glue for $10 more because it's from that guy than it is from that guy. Unless that guy I have moral issues with giving him any of my money. There's things to consider. Did you order the 250 ml bottles from Scott? Yeah, it's about that. I believe they are these guys, but with the new label. I think they're new label. 250 ml custom wax, liquid beeswax. I believe these are what I ordered. I think he only has one size of that on his website. I got 10 of these coming. And I have a fresh one for me. And I have a partial one, I think, down at the Crow's Nest. And I may still have one more from my original order that was a huge box of all of the offerings. I remember I spent like $700 on Scott products way back 3-4 years ago when I first fell in love with them, and I was like, I'm going to be your Canadian retailer. Didn't really go how I'd hoped, but I did sell a lot of it out of my Etsy shop. I still have a box of some of the pastes and grits. But I am happy to have done that. Walking doggies. All right. Usually just use walnut oil, then beeswax. Sure. Walter bought some of it off my Etsy shop. You bought the whole kit, didn't you? You buy like the step 1, step 2 wax, hard wax, and liquid wax? Because that's a good set. That 4-pack is a really good set. And I think you might be able to get that for $100 American to your house. And it'll go you for a long time. Love the hard wax. I like the hard wax. I like all of it. I think it's all a fantastic product. People are blown away when I do pen turning class. People are blown away by the fact that we can final sand and finish in one. Like even woodworkers who take my pen turning class as the intro to turning, they're like, wait, so I can sand to 400 and then finish with this and it sands to 50,000 while it's finishing? Question mark. I get 100 milliliter bottles and sell for $20 to $25. Oh, get 100 milliliter bottles and sell for $20 to $25. People go through your class will probably buy it at that price. Just keep their bowls pretty. It's a valid point. I can divvy it up into smaller containers and be like, we have this available. The stuff we're using right now, we have available downstairs in smaller quantities for $20. Yeah. Yeah, certainly something to think about. Yeah, it's an idea. I feel like I should absolutely talk to Scott about that first, like ethically. Like, is it okay if I divvy up your and then sell them in little things? I would want for my own conscience, I guess, to have him be okay with that happening. A discount for class people? Absolutely. I think, well, we already offer discount for class people. Yeah, we already have a student discount. The baggies from pen turning. Yeah, I'll just, like, if you're careful when you're opening from your pen kit, you take the nib out, and for $5, I'll put some of this down in that bag and we can Ziploc it shut. See, Pinnell's got it. Little $5 baggies of custom wax. That might be going a little too far. He should be fine with it, especially if you start moving more of his products. Yeah. I just want to, I mean, maybe he'd even, no, that would cost more in shipping. I was going to say, maybe he could pre-do it for me and make smaller quantities that I could sell when the classes are going. Be like, on your way out, don't forget to pick up your $20 bottle of liquid wax. I don't know. There's discussions to be had. Or maybe he'd at least just like print me little mini stickers, custom Creations mini stickers that I could put on little smaller bottles. Scott, where are you? Come back to the show so we can have these discussions. Might be able to send smaller stickers. Yeah, he's already got the stickers designed and stuff. Or you could send me the file and I could print. No, I would want him to print the stickers. With the order, he could send little mini bottle stickers. It's like, get that down to 50% so it can pop on a smaller bottle. These are all things that are good ideas. Let's be realistic. You are not going to buy little bottles to repackage it. I believe you, but I might. You could get little bottles for pretty cheap. And if it was cool with him and I thought that it would be a better financial endeavor on this end, I would invest in the... But then I have to buy the cheap, crappy bottles from Amazon or Temu or some garbage company that sucks and makes the world a worse place. You might be right. You might be right. I would have a moral quandary. Ouch. Todd says, it's true, but he's like, Ed, I mean, we're here to be honest with each other. No point in lying about the world. Sells a sample pack. Yeah, like this little... Nadia knows we make little like takeout cups of paint for like kits and things. You just do a little takeout cup of wood finish to just freshen up your board once in a while for $10. The cup cost 9 cents or even a quarter. The cup costs a quarter, and I get alarm went off. I'd have to do the math. We divvy this up into 10 milliliter bottles or cuppies and sell them for $5 each. 10 divided by 20, you get 25 at $10. I can make $250. That cannot be right. Make little 10 milliliter cuppies at $5 each. That's a big ask, but who knows? Doesn't matter. We're not gonna finish. We're not gonna fix Business Mike here live on the show. We're not. There's no fixing Business Mike. I appreciate the help though, because it is a good idea. And Scott, if you're watching this after, probably not. But let me know if these are ideas that you would be in support of. And by the way, where are my damn new 10 bottles of Custom Creations liquid wax? They're supposed to be... I ordered them on Tuesday, damn it. Used to see on Amazon, but didn't do too well. Used to see on Amazon, but didn't do too well. Don't know what that means. Oh, got injured this week after the storms, helping neighbor clear down tree and a branch snapped, sliced my forearm. 30 stitches. That's a lot of stitches. I'm glad that it was not worse, because that sounds violent. Business Mike needs to sit down with Nadia for a lesson or 5. No comment. No, we're gonna talk through the sale issue with the wax for sure, but you can get bulk little 50 ml bottles on Amazon, 1.7 ounce. We're in Canada, we don't do ounces. 50 ml bottles, so I get 5 out of a 250, and 50 ml for $10. I could then get $50 out of a bottle, and that's about right where I would need to be to make some profit, but not a ton. 50 ml bottles for $12.50. Yeah. We'll figure out. We could figure it out. Storms down a ton of trees. Hopefully they were ready to get down anyway then, because you're harvesting some more hickory and mesquite. Pinnell is harvesting black spruce off his property every time the storm rolls through. 108 Fahrenheit here yesterday. It's at 43-ish. I don't know. I'm not great at that. I can do approximates, but that's pretty warm. that's pretty warm. Mostly oak. White oak or red oak? Because red oak is pretty shitty. It's not. I shouldn't say that. I think it is a much lower quality oak than white oak. White oak is certainly a better quality wood. With all those stitches, it sounds like it was bloodwood. Hey-o! White oak. There you go. Hey, harvest that. Slab that up. You'd probably make a killing. Especially if you were like quarter sign, rift sign. 42.222. I think I was close. I don't remember what I said, but I think I said 43. That's pretty good. Paul, not to be mean, but it may be time to let the younger guys deal with downed trees. Sure, but I mean, maybe lugging them around, but in terms of like processing them and like using machinery to get them onto something to cut them up into wood and then get them going, like you don't have to be young buck to operate a bobcat. My father-in-law is hoarding a dragon's hoard of wood in his 3 storage sheds. Maple, walnut, mahogany, etc. Keep teasing him that I want it. Just make sure that he has legally filled out all the paperwork in his will. Like, so who? I don't want to talk about it. It makes me uncomfortable. But when you eventually die, we should have a plan in place for this. You know, like I'm 45 this year. I'm 45-ish. And I'm already starting to think like I should have somebody designated to take care of this shit and decide where it's going to go. And I don't have barns worth of wood. So, yeah, I mean, it's a conversation that you should be having in the most comfortable way you can with these people. Hold on. I got to scroll back. When you stop working, you die. But yeah, I do agree with you a little bit. Yeah, let's not have 60-plus-year-old people like with log. What are they called? The little crimpy things trying to lug logs around. But you can be 90 years old and running a bobcat or a telehandler or something to like move logs around. Got 100 slimline pen kits from Alibaba for $75, postage included. I understand that purchase. It bothers me a little bit, but for moral and ethical things that not everybody aligns with on the same page with that kind of stuff, so no judgment. Yeah, that's a good deal for a whole big batch of something. It all just comes from that's the moral and ethical. That's the breakdown of the moral ethical dilemma. Is that it all just ends up going back to that anyway. My kids inherit my instruments, and one of my friends inherits my tools. Is it me? One of your friends inherits your tool? Like, divvy that shit up, my friend. Just put my name on some of that or whatever. Last time I thought I was young and moved a couple large stones, I ended up in the ER. Last time I was moving heavy stuff, I ended up doing something to my wrist and elbow area and then having to take a year off from golf. For Nadia's birthday last year, clearing out her house of like dead treadmills and couches and shit, and I ended up messing up my arm. At 60, I'm still almost as strong as I was when I was younger, or at least I think I am. Yeah, see, and that's the thing is it's a slow progression. We don't know how weaker we've gotten and how like less nimble we've gotten until we overdo something, and then it's like, oh shit, now I'm in bed for 3 days because my back hurts. We're all on a journey. And what, selling $20 US pens? Yeah, I sell my slim lines in the shop for 35 Canadian, and they sell. I get 25-ish of that. Makes 65% when I sell at the shop. And I buy my slimline pen kits through either Penn State Industries or William Woodwright. After it gets to my door, it's about the same price. Call it $4 per kit. And I profit, let's say I profit 20. And between the drilling and the gluing and the turning and whatever, it's maybe 15 minutes of work, 20 minutes of work. I do them in bulk. I have a pretty good system in terms of like when I need to bulk up my pens. I can do 30 of them at a time in 2 days, and A lot of people hate cheap wooden pens. A lot of people love cheap wooden pens. The only people who hate cheap wooden pens are the people who make expensive wooden pens. Been selling them for 35 US. There you go. For the slim lines, make your bank, my friend. That's like 50 Canadian dollars. That's attaboy, Bill. Do it. Smoke. And quick urination beside the house. Okay, who was it? I need an update. Who was it that had the 18 by 18 by 18 block of Bubinga? Or whatever it was. I am in need of an update for the giant, like, footstool sized brick of Bubinga. Whether that's gone anywhere. Where's the package coming? The ones I got from Rockler and Woodcraft were made in Alibaba cuts out the middleman. Yeah, see, I know, and that's where the argument falls down in terms of who you're supporting. Sometimes when you're like, oh, I want to support local craftspeople and the small business and whatever, but it's just like they're supporting the thing you don't want to support, and then you're buying from them. And it's yeah. Yeah, Tim had the wood, haven't done a thing with it. Damn. Using cheap blanks or premium wood or acrylic or making your own acrylic blank. Alibaba is still the middleman. I guess technically, unless you're buying it directly from the small child who made the part. Economics. Let's have an economics discussion here on the show. We'll bring on a professor of economics and global supply chains and things. Because that's a valuable discussion for us to have. Everybody makes their own decisions on. I'm a little warm. It makes their own decisions on how they want to go through the world in terms of spending their money. Everybody makes their own decisions clearly on whether or not they want to give this guy a thumbs up for being entertaining and putting his time into YouTube, because there's more of you watching than there are thumbs. I'm not learning Cantonese to get a pen kit. Yeah, fair enough. I'm 71 and split firewood with a maul and wedges. I heat my house with wood. You go, my friend. You go. Feels like Bill might be running behind in the discussion. Somebody want to mention that Bill can use the slider to get to where we are? Because that feels like a discussion about maybe how Paul shouldn't be moving logs at 61. Feels like maybe that's about 8 minutes behind. Maybe not. Maybe not. That's just where my brain went. Is anyone in the show, any in the audience, making anything right now other than Paul? Just cranking out Telecasters all day long, every day. Go back and read my pen kit message, Mike. You're not in charge of me, okay? Type it again. Primarily a glass blowing studio. Ooh. See, I miss things. Wait, a nicer kit is so much nicer though. $4 for a slimline or $10 for maple leaf, and it uses half the wood, therefore half the turning and finishing. Yeah, but some people like a 2-piece. And some people like a smaller pen. A maple leaf is a bulky pen. A random bag of pens over here. A maple leaf is a bulkier pen by its nature. It's a 27/64. It's that connection right there is significantly bigger than that connection right there. It is a one, like this is, you can make these ones much smaller than you can make these ones. And some people like smaller pens. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, nice. We got black chrome on maple and Paduke. Where'd that come from? Oh, that's nice. Where'd this bag of pens come from that I forgot about? Oh, we got blue titanium on stabilized pink something. Where'd this random bag of pens come from? That's cool. Satin gold Purple Heart slimline. I got a Concava. This was the Australian hard granite wood. Look at that. I got a little shimmer off the. What was this? Silky oak? Maybe? On a Concava pen? Concava, a more expensive kit. It's a 2-piece as well. It's a cool pen that I had completely forgotten about, apparently. Yeah, spending more on a pen kit does get you a better pen kit. But I don't know if you can justify, like, sometimes that difference doesn't make up for your clientele's difference, you know? Like, I have maple leafs sitting out with my slimlines, and they're only like $5 more each for a better, higher quality pen. People always go for the cheaper one. I'm on the phone, or I would post it again. Not adopting a kid to start a sweatshop at my house to get pens at less than soon. Have you turned any of the non-slimline pens that you sent me? No. No, I have not. But my pen turning lathes are down at the shop now, so it's a little harder. Cheap slimline kits are so terrible, though. get premium slimline kits and sell them for $5 more. But is the general public going to notice the difference? Like, if I put a cheap slimline kit pan that's been turned and finished and whatever down beside a more expensive slimline kit pan, and I put them side by side, and this one's 35 and this one's 40, the general public is going to pick them up and they're going to try them and they're going to go for the $35 pan. Probably. I think. I pull something similar with my tellies. I started making a few Nashville telly bodies. Takes me less than a minute to do. Sell more of those now. Yeah, it's about optimization, and it takes you less than a minute. Oh, with the extra hole. I was like, less than a minute to route out a guitar body? Like, you should slow down. you're gonna break something, and the carbide's gonna come flying off. But yeah, the extra hole. Family show. Takes you a minute to put in an extra hole, and you can sell it for more money? Sure. Had not an argument, a discussion with my friend Pinnell on the internet the other day about a luthier on my island that was selling his handmade guitar for $950 or something. And I was like, I sent it to Pinnell and I said, well, this is why I'm never going to make guitars for money. Because this guy is selling this for $950. I would never sell that for $950. That pays me like 40 cents an hour or something to make that guitar. And Pinnell was like, yeah, but it comes back to that discussion we were having about, like, would you buy a guitar from unnamed luthier you've never heard of, you don't know the quality, etc., etc. It's like, if you pick it up and play it and it's awesome, and you can tell the amount of work that went into it, $950 is a fucking steal for that guitar. And he thinks that nobody's going to buy that guitar. And I think that somebody should. And I think that's where things fall down sometimes. Because I might not buy a $950 handmade guitar from somebody I've never dealt with before. But guitar players, I'm not a guitar player. Guitar player, you go and you try it and it sounds awesome and it feels awesome and you can tell the care and attention that he put into it. That's a steal of a fucking guitar. That's probably a $4,000 guitar that you're getting for $950 just so he can, like, start to make his name for it, or whatever the reason is. I was like, I'm never gonna make guitars for less than $2,000 each. I'm not gonna hand make guitars for less than $2,000. That's not a good use of my time. And if there are people out there doing it and they're getting rid of them for $950 so they can move on to their next project, I guess that's not a place for me to be in the market. My counter was that I'd never buy it for $950. That was my point also. Nobody was buying the $1,300 paintings, but the $60 blown glass pumpkins were flying off the shelf. I had a, it's also a matter of perceived value as well, right? I remember when I first started marketing myself as an artist, and I was making big abstract expressionist landscapes, and I was trying to sell them for $400 a piece, and nobody wanted one. And as soon as I put them up for sale for $1,000, I started selling them because the perceived value of it is that they're investing in a piece of art, that they want to buy $1,000 piece of art. They don't want to buy a $400 piece of art. So the perceived value of the piece that they're paying for influences their willingness to buy it. So maybe if Buddy-O with his $950 guitar said $2,400 handcrafted guitar, these are the specs, and etc., might be more likely to garner a response from people who are interested in a higher end custom handcrafted guitar. Not custom, but a show moves fast. Keep up, Mike. I can't keep. You guys are the ones falling behind. I don't mean this as an insult or a general observation. I feel that you value your woodworking projects at too high of a price, incorporating too high of an hourly wage for yourself. It's true. I mean, for some people, that is probably true. And that it's more of a, yeah, I think that maybe that's true for some people, but maybe it's that I don't have the right clientele to be willing to pay me that much for that thing, and that's where I need to be targeting. Most artists, hobbyists I have heard talk about paying themselves closer to $10 per hour, I'm assuming, more likely to sell the object. Sure. Yeah, if you want to value your time at $10 an hour, you're more likely to sell that object. I think that is a race to the bottom. If I'm objectively slow at doing something, maybe I'll pay myself less per hour because I'm still gaining my speed or whatever. But I don't think you should be willing to take less than minimum wage to do your job that you're spending your time doing. Some money now is better than none later. Sure, but there's also the argument about how you set yourself a price, and why would anybody buy? Like, hypothetically, I make a wall cabinet and I charge $500 for that wall cabinet. There's an argument to be said that the value of that wall cabinet now goes down if I sell that similar wall cabinet to somebody else for $200 later. Is it when we're talking about art, especially? Like, you can't go from selling a painting, a 3-foot by 4-foot abstract expressionist painting for $1,000. You can't start selling them for $250 just to get them out the door without negatively impacting the people who have bought the $1,000 painting. And I don't want to build $250 guitars and then try to later sell $1,000 guitars or $2,000 guitars when people can go like, well, but you made that one was only $250. You know, so all these things have to come into account. unless it's really elaborate, I don't really count my hours beyond about $20 an hour. Most of my stuff comes in with a per feature upcharge, like $85 per binding. And you figured out that upcharge based on how long it's going to take you and how much the material is going to cost. I am assuming. Paul, how many hours to finish a guitar? I can build a complete guitar, neck and all, in about 4 days. 4 days of 8 hours. For example, so 24? 32 hours? That was bad math. So let's say 30 hours at $20 an hour, $600 just for your time. You put $300 worth of pickups. You put even cheap tuners and bridges and stuff in it for another $100. We're now up to over $1,000. Strings, and then we're maybe paying somebody for a setup, or we're putting time into a setup on top of that. We're at $1,500, $1,600, $1,700 just for the material, and $20 an hour for your expertise and your time. Not including the cost of the wood that went into making the guitar, which we all know can be not inexpensive. So $2,000 for a handcrafted guitar that plays well with decent hardware and pickups and stuff in it is a kind of where I think the baseline should be. If my gas tank is empty and I haven't sold anything, 1 hour left at the market, that $100 pen you offer me for $20 is sold. It's different circumstances, absolutely. I agree with you. I have bowls in my house that have been sitting around for quite a while. And I'm like, get these motherfuckers out of my house. We'll do another blowout show one of these days where it's like, who wants it? $20 plus shipping. But then it's like, you're going to be paying shipping. So do you want to buy the $60 bowl for $20 plus shipping, which equals $60? Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. Did you sell your first 3 guitars for that kind of money, Paul? It's a good question. Or did you start off at a lower rate until you got your name out there? Hey, that's a good question. Paul, did you make $20 an hour on your first 3 guitars that you sold? Or did you make $10 an hour on the first 3 guitars that you sold? Seems like the biggest issue is finding the right clients. Yeah. And that's it, is what's your target audience, right? If you're going after the stoner teenagers in their basement who want to buy a Squier from Fender, that is not your target audience. Sold my first guitar for $800. Yeah. Assuming the first guitar took many more hours as well. Valid? Yep. Sure. Yeah, I mean, we all have an understanding of where this discussion is going. And it's coming down to the fact that I am overvaluing my time as a beginner luthier, and whether or not I want to continue to go along that path. It's probably no. Because I am not going to put hundreds of hours into myself at $10 an hour in order to sell things at $20 an hour. That sounds ridiculous to me. Yeah, the first ones took forever. Now I have a system down and can crank out the parts quicker. And that was the idea of me making the templates on the guitar model that I'm working on right now. When I make all the templates, I can make them much quicker. But I still don't want... I have no interest in making cheap garbage guitars for people to underpay myself. Because then it makes it more difficult to pay yourself more money later. Like, would anybody who's making this argument, would you take an entry-level job at $10 an hour if it meant that after a few hundred hours you could be making $20 or $30 an hour doing it? Because that's the argument that you're making right now, is that you should be willing to accept very, very little to develop your skills and make a name for yourself in order to be able to sell them for more later. That's generally what an entry-level job means. Yeah, so you would take it at much less than the minimum required legally obligated wage, right? If it meant that later you could make more. Don't look at it as underpaying yourself. What? Look at it as investment in your education and investment in the future. How many people go into extreme debt to get an education in your future? I've done that twice already, motherfucker. Your later work will be of a higher quality also. I know. But when I could put in that same time to make $20 or $30 an hour, or just I could turn into a slimline pen turner and make $60 an hour doing these shit things that I don't want to do. Like, those are the balancing issues that we need to talk about, right? Like, if it's all just about making money, I certainly wouldn't be doing this show hanging out with my friends on the internet. I would be spending my time turning slimline pens. I think it builds your portfolio. Yeah, but for what reason? I have many portfolios of things that I'm quite good at that don't have any value. Should use some of that debt to put more stat points into woodworking. You can't just buy stat points with money, Mike. You buy stat points with time and effort. On average, my standard bodies, 7 to 8 a week, cost me $60 in wood, take 8 hours. My auctions get me minimum $500. $2,000 a month for... That's too much math, my friend. $60 in wood to make $500 for how many hours? Just break it down. But that's the other thing, is that we've talked about this before too, is like, do you enjoy it? Like, because that has to be part of the value proposition. right? Like, I don't want to stand in front of a lathe and just churn out slimline pens. I have no interest in doing that. So that will then increase the price of those because I am going to charge you more for something I don't want to do. Part of why we're on this planet is to bring joy and be happy. We can't just be constantly thinking about what's going to make us more fictional dollars that don't actually exist, by the way. Maybe price by project and not worry about the hours while you're learning. Yeah, that's the thing, is you take education into account as well. But we're gonna this now I'm angry. It doesn't matter. I pretty much determined that I am not going to open a guitar company because I am not willing to take $5 an hour to use my time, even if it's something I love. I would rather sleep and make $0 an hour. Lower level characters earn less experience points than higher tier characters due to the effectiveness of their skills. This is not true. That's a false equivalence because that's not true. It's not accurate, and if it is, your DM sucks balls. Yes, they sell an average of 12 to 15 full guitars a year, and they average $2,000 each. That's a part-time job out of a shop in your backyard, and you've gotten very efficient at doing it. Buy some pine and make mice for $5 each is not the life for me, right? Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to build. I could churn out dog houses or planter boxes or whatever if just all I wanted to do was cut up and glue together wood to make a living. I could do that. I don't want to do that. Does that mean Rivendell guitar, Rivendell is back up for grabs? I have never claimed that. I still have the Facebook page, though, I think. And it's Rivendell, okay? Idiot. It's a fun discussion to have. I appreciate you guys. It is absolutely something to think about when you're talking about like making woodworking a career or whatever. There's lots and lots of things to think about. It's kind of like work. I wouldn't do it if I wasn't getting paid what I get paid. Yeah, right? So I absolutely will not build you a thing I don't want to make for less than what I want to charge you to make it. And it's the same with like creating a guitar company. I'm not going to sell cheap garbage guitar. I'm not going to sell my work for less than it's worth, even if it's just practice. I'm just not going to. I'll give them away. I'll make guitars, I'll give them to friends before I'll sell them for $400. Because if I'm enjoying making them, I would much rather enjoy making a guitar and give it to a friend that's going to appreciate it than sell it for $400 and try to make a career out of building up my brand or whatever. I've seen the price that people like Warmoth charge and feel bad that can't build themselves a custom guitar without taking a loan to do it. What's Warmoth? Whatever, however you pronounce that. You buy a kit from Warmouth, or whatever. What do you make one of those for? Minus the pickups and everything, and they've pre-made most of those parts for you. You probably can't do one of those for under $1,000 after you buy the kit and then you put decent pickups and tuners and stuff in it. I'm going to make a Rivendell guitar. I'm going to make a Rivendell and have Archie and Jughead themes. There you go. And you can bring it down to your Glowforge laser that you're going to order. And you can engrave like Jughead and all the crew on there. Because I know you're a big fan of the Glowforge as a laser unit. You can put all the Archie Comics characters on it and engrave that. You buy bodies next from Warman. The bodies can cost a ton. The difference between work and woodworking career is that ideally you enjoy the woodworking as a career. Ideally you enjoy your work as a career as well, my friend. I'm not saying that that's the only way you should go. Don't do work that you don't enjoy. But there are jobs in the world that you are qualified to do that you will enjoy. Using your skills and expertise in whatever you like doing. It's Riverdale. Yeah, fair enough. I saw a band called the Riverdales that opened up for the Counting Crows. I want to say the Riverdales opened for the Counting Crows when I saw them at the Queen Elizabeth Theatre in 2001-ish. It was the Satellites tour, the Counting Crows Recovering Satellites tour, I think. I don't know what happened to them, but I give up at it. There's no giving up. We're all fighting through the world together. No giving up. Don't think I would enjoy any office job, but it's what I have. Couldn't make this kind of money for this amount of effort doing anything else for the skills that I yeah, and that's part of the way through the world. We're all making our own decisions. If I could put less effort in for more money doing something I didn't enjoy doing, I would have a hard time saying no. No judgment. Is it 37 and a half hours a week? I did 37 and a half hours a week at journalism, and I liked about 17 of them, and it paid me not very much money, but I also had the advantage of the fact that everyone hated me as a journalist. So there was that. There was free coffee in the break room. So that was cool. Basically all the free coffee I could drink. And I got paid barely over minimum wage for 37 and a half hours a week. And people were constantly angry at me, and it was a bad energy, but at least also I got to pay into a pension that I didn't get access to because I didn't work there for 25 years. So that's cool. Still somewhat enjoy my IT job, and it pays very well. Yeah, guitar business is a release from that and buys toys and tools. Yeah, that's the reason that I have this workshop is because I needed the de-stressification from my real job, and I came out here and started enjoying my time off. Um, that's what started this whole nonsense, was needing the release from the stress of work. Um, adequately stirred tonight's pot. All right, later, Mike. Thanks for churning up the discussion, my friend. We can talk about it anytime you want. What about the donuts? There was no donuts. Sometimes there were donuts when they get, like, one of the advertising girls would go to sell ads, and they'd give them their stale bullshit, and they'd drop them off in the break room. It's shit. Basically retired now that I turned 51. Just do what work I want to do. Sean, tell us your secrets. We're all on our own journey through the world, my friends. There's no better or be happy in whatever it is that you're doing. Try to find the joy in whatever you're doing. If you're making enough money to live inside and eat food in what you're doing, and you don't hate every moment that you're making that money, and you have some time to do what it is that you want to do, you make your own way through the world. But I found myself in my old career very sad. It's just constantly bombarded with angry people, or people who complain and want me to help them complain, or just my whole life was surrounded by negativity. In my working life as a journalist, I was surrounded by people who were negative for good reason a lot of the time, but it was just weighing on me and just constantly being bombarded with negativity. And I tried to find some light in that job by focusing on arts and culture and people wanting to be enthusiastic and telling a story about wonderful things. It was just, over time it just wore me down, and I could not live with just the constant pressure of negativity surrounding me in that job for not enough money and a really shitty organization that didn't care about us as employees, and a direct my actual boss was really bad at his job, which made it more difficult for me, because oftentimes I had to also do his job, and there were a lot of factors. But no donuts, screw that. Yeah, I hear you. In IT, all we hear are complaints about things not working right. It's by a build guitars to replace the negative energy with music. I would love, Paul, I want you to learn how to play guitar so badly. Even just a GCD strummy pattern so you can play all the classic rocky type stuff. I want you to at least learn the general chord structures of your fingers so you can at least play guitar to some extent on the beautiful guitars that you make. I will happily charge you for a lesson on beginner intro guitar chords by video. It's also 2024. I don't think the fabled $20 an hour is even a good benchmark in Canada any longer. I agree with you. That's what you guys, you assholes telling me like, oh, you should only have to pay yourself $8 an hour for learning. Shut up. $20 an hour is not enough to live on. So you should just be willing to do 8 because your development. Come on, guys. Insurance adjusters get paid very well when a storm happens. Work 3 months, then have money for the whole year. But I lived in. I got to tell you guys, I was in food and beverage service for a long time. I was a server bartender guy for 15 years. I made a hell of a lot more bringing people food, asking people what they wanted for food, going and telling the kitchen this person would like this for food, and then bringing it to them. I made a lot more money doing that than I did using my post-secondary degrees to communicate the issues in the world with the public. Mike, I'm going to try and dedicate some time to that this year. Hey, I will happily help you. I think that will. I'm not saying you're a bad guitar maker. I think it will be of benefit to you as a guitar maker to at least be able to play some chords on the guitar. Keep the house, rent it out. What? Keep the house, rent it out, buy an RV and travel. You know, but the wife still needs to work. I still need to work. We all still need to work. We're all on a journey. Oh, you were talking to him. I don't think any of us suggested you only get 8. You mentioned a couple 100 hours of cheap labor before you made more. That's the portfolio period. How long is 100 hours? There's more in-depth discussions that would need to happen. I sometimes pay myself less than minimum wage to do work. And it's either because I'm educating myself or I'm really enjoying myself or it's because it's for a friend or family or whatever. But I'm not going to sell 20 guitars at $10 an hour of my time in order to be able to pay myself a living wage to be a luthier. It's just not going to happen. Sell it all, then buy some properties in areas you like and put RV connections on them and rent them out to you. But then you're injecting yourself in part of the housing problem, and I have an ethical problem with that. If I could close off the back half of my house and rent it out as a suite, and it would pay for my entire property and then some in rent because of the way that the market has gone. But I'm not gonna inject myself into part of the problem with society that is really, really important that we get figured out in terms of housing. I think this all started because I said on Messenger that I wouldn't pay $950 for it. Yeah, he absolutely should not have phrased it as his experiment guitar. He should have called it handcrafted guitar. Took me 60 hours to complete. This is the hardware that's on it. It sounds amazing. Come try it out. Instead, what he said was like, I built this as an experiment. I kind of need it out of my way. $950. It was like the worst sales pitch ever. Like, you guys make fun of me for Business Mike? That was the worst. The worst business decision he ever made was putting that guitar up for sale for $950 and saying, like, I made this as an experiment. Somebody please come take it so that I have room to keep experimenting in my shop. Please don't go to PI and do walking street videos. I don't know what that means. I'm working on putting a current guitars for sale. I hope you spell it correctly and maybe call it for sale page on my website and see if I can sell any on there. Yeah, if you build up, absolutely, you have a sales page on your guitar, but it's called making on spec, right? So you're going to make a half a dozen guitars on spec, hoping that somebody's going to buy them. I think for guitars specifically, you want people to be able to play them. So it's harder to do virtually. Obviously you can hire somebody to play them and show off what they can do, but guitar is a very tactile experience. So like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it sound like Buddy O makes it sound on the example on the website. It's part of the issue with tactile things. It's not the market or society. The government screwed the pooch. We should be pumping out houses again like it was the 40s and 50s again. I don't want to get into politics, but you're correct that every government since about 1980 in North America, conservative, liberal, Republican, Democrat, whatever you want to say, every government since about 1980 has screwed the pooch on creating a society where housing was not a basic human right to live inside at a reasonable rate of exchange, so that we could then use our effort to not have to just live inside. I don't think that's a reach. It shouldn't be a reach to say that everybody who works hard should be able to live inside and use some of their money for things that don't just make them be able to live inside. All right, gotta work early tomorrow. Yeah, Mark is gotta go do the forklift thing tomorrow morning at 2:00 in the morning. Later, my friend. One of these days we'll have a darts night again. I promise. I can't promise, but we'll try. I'll be in Angono, Rizal, The Philippines? Look at you guys all jet setting all over the world. I can't complain. I live in one of the most beautiful places on the planet. Every day, I get to be in one of the most beautiful places on the planet. I don't get to jet set and travel all over the world and see everything else. But damn, I'm happy to be where I am. Missed the whole conversation. Yeah, well, you know what? Did I miss it though? How are we doing for phone juice? 31%. We can go for a bit. I do want to rig up something so that my phone can charge wirelessly while we're recording the show. Because I would like to just go for fucking ever with you guys. I love... This is my favorite part of every week. I think I've said it before and I'll say it again. Hanging out with you guys on the internet is my favorite part of every week. But my phone can only charge on this guy. Or, well, this style of charger. So I could rig something up where it just lives behind the phone so that we don't have to kill the show. We could go all night, my friends. Because I'm happy to be here with you. These are rubber band. See, the problem is that this is also a little bit not awesome. Can't you use your iMac to do the show? I don't have... Yeah, I mean, I could if it was out here on the bench. But it's not. I wonder if I could clamp this into the tripod and have that resting in behind and then still clamp. No, couldn't. Too big. Doesn't matter. Maybe I'll get it figured out one day. Maybe I won't. I am absolutely due for a new phone. So maybe I'll get a new phone that I could actually like plug into the wall instead of having it sit on a wireless charger. I want to go get the guitar. I'm not gonna go get the guitar, but I really want to. Just absolutely love hanging out with you guys. We're all trying to make our way through the world. If one foot in front of the other, my friends. Hopefully, by the time we are leaving this world, we can look back on it and realize that we have done what we want to do and affected positively the people around us. That's all we can do. Maybe. I don't know. Oh, the drunk is starting to come on. The drunk is starting to come on. Maybe we just wrap this up before the drunk fully comes on. And then I'll just sit here and get drunk by myself in the shop and wish that I was still hanging out with you guys. I travel, what was your rate? Any chance you've been to Wright-Patterson AFB? RVers. Yeah, I love that we built this little community of people who can talk to each other. Kind of thinking about coming up to Canada to meet some of you, but I can't take my guns across the border. What? I don't know why you would need to. Why do you need to bring guns with you when you come? I'm sure you can, if you wanted to come here to go hunt things, you could absolutely find a way to bring your guns across the border. We have many things to shoot. Need guns everywhere to protect me and others? Okay. I wouldn't want to live my life that way. But I can understand. Everybody has their own perspective on things. There's no right or wrong answer in the world. If that's how you feel, then that's fine for you. I don't need guns to protect me and others. Was it ST1S/SS? Paul was stuck on submarines. I'm glad you weren't on the submarine that ran into the mountain. Still a little bit confused about why military submarines don't know where underwater mountains are, but it's fine. I want to plug you guys in and keep going. Where are we at? We were at 31 a little while ago. We're at 29 now. It's starting to wear down. Maybe this is the point where I can try to rig something up where we can continue to hang out. I'm having fun. I want to put you guys on. I need a longer cord. It's just not going to happen. That lives there where I can charge things. I can put you guys down here. Stare you up at the ceiling. Oh, there we go. We can do the show like this. That's going to suck. Oh, here we go. Maybe I can put you over here on something and have it resting. Oh, hold on. I can get a clamp. I can get a clamp going over here. I might be able to get a clamp going over here to get you guys rigged up so that I can both not run out of power and have the show keep going. Well, uncrank the leg vise. Get ourselves squidgy clamp. It's gonna live like that. Okay, maybe. And then this can live. It's gonna crack his phone because no, I think either this will work or it won't. I mean, we got two options. Either this is gonna work or this won't work. Rig this up so that I've got a little. This is zero chance this is going to work. Put this on here. Like that. With a little bit of oh. Okay, maybe that lives in front of that. Do I have any juice? No. Boo. Okay, maybe we I need some Starbond. Some Starbond and some painter's tape. He's gonna cut his finger off trying to cut a wedge on the bandsaw. No, I think maybe a little bit of Starbond. On some painter's tape on the back of the charger. I'm gonna piss beside the house. Hold on, this may or may not work. All right. See if we can get this figured out. Do this, but it won't take 5 minutes to squeegee some glue into the joints of a stool. I will punch you right in the... All right. Some hockey tape. like seriously, you I hope you don't wonder why you don't have any friends, because that's the kind of thing that this only goes this far. Put that on there till we get the just wrap this around. Okay, we'll just put the damn charger on the I wish you guys could see this from my perspective. Like, I'm wrapping my phone around a wireless charger with hockey tape. And then hoping that when it gets plugged in, it's actually going to get a charge. Okay, we got... What? Hi, you guys. God, just get in there. You fucking... Oh, this is the most hilarious show ever. I can't get it. Oh. Wow. Okay. Oh. The things that I do. And that doesn't go far enough. I don't have a long enough fucking cord. I have extension cords. I'll clamp that over here. It's all good. We'll get this figured out or we won't, my friends. Oh. By the time he's done here, it'll be bedtime. I know. I'm just trying to rig up something. We'll see. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. Am I upside down? Oh my God. I think I might have gotten it. I'm charging. Am I still live? I have a wrap of... I can't really see everything that's happening. But I think I am charging. I'm not. But everything is backwards for me. Now I'm there. I'm okay. Okay. All right. I have a wrap of Canadian stick tape around the middle. Yes. I've had time to pee and cheese and salami wrap, and he's still setting up. I had a really, really good sandwich the other day. I'm thinking about doing a recipe, like a cooking show, on how awesome this sandwich was that I made the other day. Bacon and Genoa salami and garlic and herb Havarti. Thank God he's not trying to use power tools. I would never do that. The worst case scenario, he's now able to charge and stay live indefinitely. How is that the worst case scenario? That's the best case scenario, my friends. And the tape goes over the numbers of who's watching. So I can't even see, like, I can't even do analytics because the hockey tape has covered both the time I've been live and the viewership. That's cool. Oh, the camera's over here now. This is not a good idea. To just let me just be live for as long as I want. Not a good idea. Seeming to be more of a cry for help scenario. It's not. It's not. I just want. Sometimes I just need to hang out with my friends, and I don't have enough friends, and you guys have to count as them. Okay? It's like, can't that just be okay? I don't want to move you. Stool is not in great shape. We were all correct. He ended up taping it with hockey tape after considering Starbond. It was just more convenient. My medium Starbond is down at the Crow's Nest. I have other bottles of medium Starbond, but I could have more quickly rigged up something, but it's fine. We're charging, and we're here. I'm gonna get a guitar, and I'm gonna play by myself here until 2:00 in the morning. I'm gonna get demonetized, and me and Eric Habakabaka are gonna hang out. Not try to not move too much, but still be stable. Oh, in any case. And I like how I can't see how many people are still here. So, Pinnell, you can go anytime, because I'm not even going to know. Not that I ever really know, because you don't really do much here. In terms of employee. Habakabaka is going to take one for the team. No, there's no. I'll shut it down eventually. It is bothering me that the camera is on the other side of the phone, so it's weird that it's over there, but the chat is still over here. And I just didn't want the show to end. Shut up. Why is it a bad thing that I wanted to keep hanging out with you guys? You don't have to. Nobody's making you stay here. Whoa, hey-o. I may have lost another screw out of the stool with the hockey tape legs and stuff. It might be time for the stool thing. Did we have a random beer of the week commercial? We didn't. Hey, it's a good point. I do have one, though. Next beer will be the Mike's Never Tried This beer. I do need a segment. Not necessarily like a song for it, but I do have. You guys might like this one. I have low confidence. I don't want to move you too much because I'm worried about things coming unplugged. Okay. Mike tries a new beer for the first time. I need some help on the jingle. Okay? But here we go. Tonight's Mike's Never Tried This beer before. Is he on beer number 3 or 4 now? 4, 6, 8. All right, here we go. Mike's never tried this beer before of the week. Dead Frog Watermelon Warhead. Dead Frog Brewery out of where is this from? It's gotta be BC of somewhere. In Watermelon Warhead Imperial Sour. They don't even tell you where this brewery is. Langley, British Columbia. Dead Frog Brewing. Watermelon Warhead. I'm running out of options in the singles cooler at the beer store. Hate to do that after such a monumental effort to keep. All right. Later, Paul. I know you're like old and decrepit and you need to go to bed. It's okay. It's okay. You got a busy day of just carving out Telecasters tomorrow. Dead Frog Brewery in Langley, BC. Watermelon Warhead. It looks, we got like a little nuclear explosion that looks like it's gonna, there's nothing about this. Nothing about this makes me think that I'm gonna enjoy this. Okay. It smells super fruity. I don't wanna. Okay. Okay, there's an initial sour kick that's unpleasant. And then it tastes like you got one of those like sour keys kind of stuck in the back of your throat. Which probably some people like. It's a combination of those little watermelon well, they're like sour keys, but they're like little watermelon wedges covered in powdered sour sugar things, those candies. I just don't really know why we want to make beer taste like candy. Like, I guess that's going to be pleasant for some people, but it's pretty, I guess if you like the watermelon sour candy and you want it in alcohol form, then sure. But I like, as a brewery, what's your clientele? Like, how many people are you reaching with this? I don't know how many people are going, you know what I would really want is for this watermelon chewy candy thing that's a little bit sour to be in the form of a beer. That has a little extra like sour kick right at the front end. I don't see how that's. It isn't gross. It's just like it's weird to me that that's a beer. You know what I mean? What's this? Mike's got a new beer. It's time for a sip. Join the fun. Let's take a trip. Raise your glass and give a cheer because Mike's got a new beer. Hi, Pinnell's writing a song. Grab a pint and lend an ear. Yeah, you write it down. Build it into verse, chorus, verse. We'll play it on the show at some point. Watermelon warheads are a candy in Oz, a sour one at that. Well, maybe that's what it's going for. Maybe it's going to like mimic the watermelon warhead Australian candy. Because it does taste like a sour version of the little watermelon jujubes coated in sugar. This is disturbing. With the I like the simplicity of the can, but like this whole I'm sorry, Dead Frog Brewery. This is not a win. I get what you're going for, and maybe there are some people who are going to enjoy this. There's too much sour tang on the front end. This might be the first one where I say don't buy this. What did I say on the sour dino creamsicle or whatever it was? This is a step down from that. This is unpleasant. But at the same time, I do get what they were going for, and they nailed it. they absolutely nailed what they were going for. But what they were going for was not good. What? And then it comes in underneath your tongue later. The sour it creeps in underneath and dissolves into like this peat moss kind of situation underneath your tongue. Dead Frog Brewery. Watermelon Warhead. Not a buy. But I could see how there would be some people who would like it. I don't want to hang out with those people. I don't think I want to be friends with those people. I feel like the people who like this beer pronounce the L's in tortilla. And yeah, no. I think that I think this beer would be better made into candy than the candy was made into the beer. This would probably make a pretty good candy. It does not make a good beer. Okay, now time for your commercial for them. Okay. Okay. Well, I can't really because I can't crack it open, but all right, we'll give it a go. Great beer for people I don't want to hang out with. All right, let's give it a go. Okay, ready? 3, 2. So today we're trying the watermelon Warmouth. Yeah. Cut. Okay. We're talking about Warmouth guitars earlier. Okay. The Watermelon Warhead Imperial Sour. Okay, here we go. Watermelon Warhead Imperial Sour. Okay, here we go. So today we're going to try the Watermelon Warhead Imperial Sour from Dead Frog Brewery. It's local to Langley, British Columbia. It's just down the street and across the water. We're going to give it a go and we'll try it out. I'm not a big fan of watermelon, but we'll see. We'll see. It's an interesting concept. Let's give it a go. Cut. Cut. It's intense. It's intense up front. It's very, very sour. So it's really uncomfortable. There are a lot of conflicting ideas happening in this beer. I can see why some people would enjoy this beer. If you are the kind of people who don't know this is a beer for people that I probably don't want to hang out with. It's great. It tastes like a sour candy. You are not watching football. I don't know how to make this any better. Now do it again like they sponsor you. But let me finish the actual ad. Like do you think maybe you and Taylor Swift can hang out and eat tortillas? This might be an option for you. I don't. It's a hard thing to read an ad for that they're not paying me to do. It's not good. Okay, hold on. Okay, so tonight we're gonna try the Dead Frog Brewery Watermelon Warhead, and we're gonna give it a go and see. I'm not a big fan of watermelon. I'm not a big fan of sour beers, but let's try it. It's local down in Langley, BC, just down the street and across the water by BC Ferries. Terrible garbage company, but it is what it is. I meant BC Ferries, not Dead Frog Brewery. That is intense. That is very intense watermelon sour. Damn. I like what you're going for. there, Dead Frog. That is intense and crazy. And if you like intense watermelon sour flavor in your alcoholic beverage, I don't think anybody's going to give it to you better than these guys did. But who wants that? I mean, maybe you do. I don't want an intense sour watermelon flavor in my beer. But if you do, Dead Frog Brewing with a nuclear explosion going right up the poop chute is your answer. Thanks, Dead Frog Brewery, for producing such an interesting beverage. I cannot even pretend to sell this to you, even if they paid me. Oh, okay, I gotta scroll back a little bit. Hey, Scotty's here. Scotty, my friend, we were talking about your products earlier. Happy to have you. It's been a while. Jason is laugh crying. Monday comes, he's at it again, cracking open a bottle, trying something insane. Are you guys writing song lyrics or they're like Taylor Swift songs? I would rather listen to Taylor Swift all day, every day. I would rather Taylor Swift be the only person I could ever listen to as a musician than drink another one of these. Do you need a drink that's just as bad as Taylor Swift's song? I actually don't hate Taylor Swift as a musician. She writes some good music and I appreciate some of her things. But I would absolutely rather have her be the only musician I ever listen to again than drink another one of the Dead Frog watermelon warheads. Friday night with friends by his side, he shares stories of the flavor he's tried. Write this shit down and like in a document and then send me all the lyrics. I will happily make a song out of that. Scotty, how you doing, my friend? We were talking earlier about how we could figure out a way for me to actually make money off the order that is coming my way. Why don't you just stop drinking it? Because I'm not good at making decisions. It's not. It's starting to get underneath in there a little bit with its. It's also like I paid money for it, so I kind of have to. What, would just pour it out on the driveway? Like, that seems wasteful. It's not. See, Pinnell said just chug it, and I tried, but it got. No, Natty is right. Just pour it out. It's not. It's a little like dollar store watermelon, sour thing. It's like it's the equivalent of when you go to the dollar store and get the watermelon slices in a gummy thing with the sugar coating. It's like that in a beer, but then also gross. What percentage is it? I don't know, maybe 5.5. They're also really bad at their labeling. Like I like the simplicity of the can, but they may be breaking the law by not actually putting it on here. Hold on. 473 extra strong beer. Oh, it's 9. Damn. 9% alcohol by volume. Why are you guys wasting so much good 9% alcohol by volume that you make taste like dollar store watermelon candy? Yeah. Like I almost want to punch the whoever owns this brewery in the face. You have to drink it or it's alcohol abuse. Yeah, and that's kind of my thing. It's like I just spend money on it, so eh. Slurring's happening more by the second. Now, it's because you showed up late, my friend. I worked all day. I didn't eat any food. I was under caffeinated and under nicotined and everything all day, working my bag off. And then I came here and did the show. And you showed up fucking 3 hours in. Don't. At one point, I had to figure out a way to rig up a cordless charger to the back of the phone so I could keep going. Come on. Didn't mean to be late. I get confused with time zones. It's the same time every time. No worries, my friend. We're all on our own path through the world. I'm just gonna get hammered here in my shop with my friends, whoever sticks around. And I've had a really week. Like I had a crazy week. I'm taking on more at the shop than I used to in terms of classes and things. So like this past week I taught on Sunday. I taught pen turning on Sunday. And then Monday I took the day off. Did I? No, Monday I was working on footage and organizing things and editing things and filming things for the next couple of videos that are coming out. And then on Tuesday I had to learn the class that I was teaching on Wednesday, and Tuesday is also video game day with my boy. And then on Wednesday to do the example of the class that I was teaching Wednesday night and then teach it Wednesday night. And on Thursday, Friday, Saturday I was working. Like I've had a pretty busy adulting kind of week. They have a raspberry flavor as well. Maybe it tastes better than watermelon. I like it. You looked up the. I think. You do what you want. Not really. Probably gonna go back to Dead Frog Brewery. The only flavored beers I drink are chocolate porters and coffee stouts. Yeah, that'd be nice. I wish I had more. I wish I had more singles options at the beer store. There's like one cooler of singles, and I'm pretty much running out. That's why I've gotten down to like Watermelon Warhead in terms of options. Scotty, somebody went to go order liquid wax for you, but you've got your limit set to 10, which is why I could only buy 10. So come on, my friend. I know I owe you another $70 for the coasters, and I can pay for the extra shipping. It was $80 shipping on 10 bottles of wax. I get it. It costs what it costs. I know. I'm happy to send you some more PayPal or whatever to get those other things, but dude, didn't know there was a limit like that. Yeah, you've got your website set to like, this is how many I have. You set the stock number, my friend. If the stock is unlimited, set it to unlimited. I went to go order 15 and it said enter a number 10 or less. You had a few abandoned carts tonight, Scott. We priced out the shipping. Yeah, we're looking at shipping and trying to figure out whether it's a good value to order it from Scott or to order it from me once I get it from Scott. I have sold out your website by buying 10 bottles of the fantastic liquid wax. What was the verdict? The verdict was probably pretty good, actually, compared to people were bringing up things like Odie's oil and the cost of some other oil wax finishes. And I think we've established that it's a good value, even with coming in a rowboat from Australia. But it depends on volume pricing and things like that. So like it's good. I'm happy to make the purchase. I want to support my friend in Australia. If I break even on selling it in the shop here and I make $2 a bottle, I'm happy, because I want to get this product in use here. So I guess Odie's oil has gotten picked up, but somebody said Odie's is sold by Lee Valley, and that guy's apparently a huge dick, and he's gotten into Lee Valley. So there's things we can talk about for sure in terms of your North American marketing. I'm not the guy to be doing your entire North American marketing, but I'm happy to bring it across and do what I can do. I'll sell it out of the shop and make $1 a bottle so that I can get it in people's hands. Oh, that's gone. Watermelon candy Garbage. I can go forever. I've got it rigged up with power. I can go forever. It's smaller bottles or smaller labels. Yeah, there was discussion about whether or not I could divvy up the 250s into smaller batches for just like upkeep. And whether or not that was morally, ethically responsible for me to do to retail it here at the shop. If I could take 250s and put them in little mini bottles and not rebrand them, but we could make some smaller stickers and give it it would be better yet. Don't process that order yet and send me a 2-liter jug of it, and I can divvy it up into bottles. Let's talk. Let's talk, because we can maybe make some kind of situation happen where I can divvy it up on my end into little bottles and sell it at a rate where even with the shipping, we can both make money. Oh, that's a good idea that I just came up with, hammered on the show. You can send me 2-liter jugs of it, and I can divvy it up into little mini bottles at like 50 mils for people for like $10, $15 at a time. And then it doesn't cost us so much in shipping and packaging. And yes, let's do that. And make me little upkeep bottles where you can just keep refreshing. You just give it a little dip and a smear, a dip and a smear. Because every time I do a class, people are like, where can I get this? I'm like, well, you can order it from my friend in Scott. My friend in Scott? No. He's like, you can order from my friend in Australia. Might be better if Chili can do smaller. Do smaller bottles. But it might be better if you can do smaller bottles. But I don't think the shipping is... I think it'd be better if he shipped them in bigger bottles and then I do the smaller bottles on this end. But am I going to do that? More likely for a 2-liter bottle to break open in shipping. Good point. Good point. Yeah, I think a ton of little 20 mils. Because that's what most people need, right? Like in terms of like upkeeping their boards and stuff. I can sell little 20 mils for $15 pop to smear into their boards and upkeep them. It's hard to justify for most people like a $50. Smaller bottles will make the cubicle size much bigger. Shipping would probably double. Well, you go and you tell your shipping people. No, you're right. And that's why I thought like giant bottle that I divvy up on this end and you send me a pack of stickers and we do it. Because I can easily sell a 50 ml bottle after every class for $10. But I think somebody did the shipping on one bottle of it to get here, and it was like $50 or something. It's like, yeah, no, it's expensive, but and we compare it to Odie's guy, who is a huge asshole and has his stuff in Lee Valley and is a dick to most of the people on the internet all the time. So he's selling stuff for $70 a bottle or whatever. Like, it's just, these are things that we should consider going forward. 100 ml bottle is 1.5 by 4 inches tall. The argument isn't how much volume we can hold in a bottle. The argument is how much we can sell the product for per milliliter, including shipping from Australia to get it into North America. And if the guy who makes it apparently in North America with Odie's can sell it for $80 a bottle, then I think there's place. I was starting to worry there wouldn't be a new beef or boycott this week. Glad we found Odie guy. I don't know. From most of what I know about him, he's a huge dick. We can sort it out, Mike. Yeah. And I get my coasters. I get my shirt. I get... It's all good. I love you, my friend. I'm just getting drunk here in my shop with my friends, and I found a way to plug in my phone so I can go for as long as I want. I can't really see myself because I have wraps of tape holding the cordless charger on the back of my phone, like on either side of it. But I am absolutely ecstatic to have you here with me here on the live show again, my friend. It's been too long. I know we've talked here and there, not here on the show, but I love that I have you here on the show. And other people were obviously, while I was talking about the product, there were a lot of complimentary things talking about the product, especially with the grits. People are always blown away when I'm doing classes, turning classes, about how like this is your final sanding and your finishing at the same time. Even like woodworkers who sand things up to whatever, like, so I can sand them up to here, and then this one finishes and sands them and all of that at the same time while it's spinning. Fuck yeah. So, yeah. Love being here. As you know, it's been crazy. Yeah, life has to come first. You know, we're all on a journey through the world, and Scott, way back at the beginning of tonight's show, I asked people for how did I phrase it? I was giving people a chance to brag. So it's like, what is it that you're better at than anyone else you know? What it's not what you're best at. It's not what uh, you're trying to accomplish or anything like that. It's what are you the best at out of everyone you know? And I think this is it's great opportunity for us to just like think about and take pride in whatever we're good at, right? Like using the skew. You're better at the skew chisel than anyone else you know. That's a fantastic thing to be proud of. I've never used a skew chisel because it scares the shit out of me. And I would agree, you're better at it than anyone else I know. But sometimes it's nice to think about ourselves in terms of like what are what do I think that I'm better at than sometimes it's nice to just like compliment ourselves. You know, like I think I'm better. I think I'm better than anybody else I know at engaging with the public in a way that makes them feel comfortable about engaging with me. Like that's just a skill that I have. Just engaging with a stranger and making them walk away from that situation in a positive light. It's just a thing that I'm really good at. Pinnell said he was the best at being modest. Pinnell thinks he's the most modest person that he knows. I think Pinnell's maybe the best, just as a infrequent compliment to Pinnell. I think he's probably the best at being really mean to me. He's probably the best at like being a huge dick to somebody he's supposed to be a friend with. Like that's a compliment, I guess. He might be the best. He messed he might be the best at like marrying above his grade out of all the people he knows. He might have been the best at like now now we're just oh um, agreed. Oh, 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 I love it. I we still have maybe an hour and a half of light left here. I can't see the middle of my screen because it's taped up with hockey tape, and I can't even see if anybody's still here watching other than Pinnell and Scott who keep talking. I'm gonna hang out as long as I feel like it. That's it. Natty might pop in eventually and be like, oh my god, this is still going on. This might be the first ever 5-hour show. Who gives a shit? I'm gonna hang out and Maybe I'll go get a guitar. Eric Habakabaka is still probably hanging out, waiting for me to go get a guitar. Outdoor yard projects, like, you finished the shed yet? You got siding on that thing? Or no, probably not. Because you were trying to put it up with the Weaver nail gun. It jammed up. Oh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for the Weaver Chuck video to go out. Oh no, its face is getting flushed. It's about to go to bed. No way, my friend. I can hang out here all night. It's still light out. Habakabaka's right. I'll go get the guitar before I, like, shut this down. Scott, you weren't here. I got a guitar out of a dumpster. And it's awesome. And I'm going to fix it up on the show. Well, I'm not going to fix it on the live show, but I'm going to fix it on the channel. Free dumpster guitar that I picked up, and it was awesome. Like 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago? I know, it's your favorite guitar. We spoke. Oh, right. I did a video chat with Scott. It's sorry for reiterating. Okay. Guitar. You want to see it? All right, I'll go get it. Hold on. My back hurts. We're all getting older. All right. Oh. So this is, Free Dumpster Guitar. I still think Free Dumpster Guitar needs a song. Well, I don't have any picks in my pocket. I don't have any picks in my pocket. All right, I gotta go find a couple of picks because for some reason I don't have them in my pocket. very surprised if anybody's still here. Why would anybody watch this nonsense? Garbage guitar. And it doesn't have a tuning peg right there, so I have to tune all of the strings to whatever that one is. Hey! Welcome to the nonsense that is. I can't even see if anybody's even watching this anymore. And it's just your random piece of sandpaper to scuff these up. I get garbage picks that I just need to scuff up a little bit with some sandpaper so I can grip them. I don't understand guitar picks that don't have a little bit of grippy at the grippy side of them. Why would they just be super smooth? Dunlop makes a good pick because it's got an area on it where it's got grips. So many companies make these garbage picks that just have no grippiness on the top of them. Ooh, ah. And like I said, I have to tune everything to that because I can't adjust that without a wrench. So I love that this is what's gonna happen. strings in tune. Picked it up, felt the strings under his hand, a little rough around the edges. The grin on his face, he tuned it up. Ready. See, you're writing lyrics for the song. Send them by email. And we can work on it together. Pinnell's out. He's like, it's the guitar time. Okay. Later, my friend. We'll see you, in 2 weeks. Next week, I'm out. There's no show next week. Pinnell, I'm granting you the week off next week. Next week, there's no show. So you can have the week off next week with pay. Okay? How good an employer am I? You can do the same amount of work for the same, you can do zero work for the same amount of pay. This is the garbage guitar, the garbage dumpster guitar. I don't know what to do. We've heard no show before and then show. Next week I can't possibly do show because I am teaching a class next Saturday night at a coffee shop. So I can't just, cancel the show. I did it anyway. No, I'm literally not going to be available to do it. So, yeah, maybe I'll make one up on a Monday night or something, but probably not. Next week is probably just totally canceled. This fucking thing doesn't need to be here. Scotty, what do you want me to play, my friend? You have time for one song? My garage smells like pot all of a sudden. Song about the bird in the seaside. Oh, nice. Okay, let me get a new beer. And we'll do Left at the Seagull with the garbage dumpster guitar. I like that. Do I need to get lyrics for it? Let me think. Probably should get lyric sheet but we'll do it because it's. If I get them wrong, I get them wrong. That is not the song. That was okay. All right. Scotty wants Left of the Seagull. I will see what I can do. It's been a long time. How does it go? I forget my own damn song. What was that? Takes you a long time to fix it, then it's $2,000 guitar. Yeah, fair. Yeah. And I could pay myself $4 an hour to do it up. The echoes of your footsteps chasing me away. Questioning's dead, and that's so strange. It's putting me away. Good not to share it with you, with you. But you're hurt and you're down and you're down and you're broken, you make it. You would not define me. Left of the seagull to the right of the sea. Ways that I be, all the ways that I used to be. There's no need for flight. Love that we share, love that we cherish. And I still wish for the fight of you, of you. Even if you're hurt and you're down and you're down and you're broken, you're broken. Nowhere to find me. Left of the seagull to the right of the sea. To the right of the sea. Go on and find me. Left of the seagull to the right of the sea. To the right of the sea. That was not an awesome version of that, but okay enough for Scott for tonight? Maybe? Sorry, Scott. That's the best you're probably going to get for right now. Cheers, mate. All right. Later, friend. I'll talk to you in the next couple of days about that order that's coming all the way across the fucking world. We'll get it figured out. I have all the, because I have all the power I want. I can go all night. That's what she said. It's actually not what she said. Okay, let's get it. Let's just shut it down. No, Eric Hubba wants me to keep playing. Been trying to write a song. Nobody cares, but I've been trying to write a song for the last while about like my history with suicide. And it's not, obviously it's not going to be happy. I like that chord. I shouldn't probably work out a new like suicide-y song live on the internet, but I'm just letting you guys know that I am working on a new original song. What's that? Someone who's left alone. He's a bird. Bing, bing, bing. He's a bird. So you know what? I would like shut her down for tonight. I have had enough beers and I've had enough. I've never had enough fun with my friends on the internet. I love having you guys here with me. I don't even know if I'm still alive. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe, everybody. 2 weeks from now, we'll be back. Next week is not a thing because I have to go teach people how to make art next Saturday night. And that's a thing that's important to me. So we'll go on. We'll keep on keeping on. You guys keep doing you. I'll keep doing me. Hopefully we'll meet back up here in 2 weeks. Thank you once again for coming. I can't believe this is a thing I keep getting to do. Bye for now. I can't even click the button that says shut it down.